Hello everyone, we're live here at Auto Club, about to go green here for race number 15 of the season and chase race number 3 as pace car heads in the pit lane. And we're set to go green here, 65 laps into the Auto Club, and green flag is out. Micro Zero leads us to the green flag. Down in the turn when they go side by side. Micro Zero takes the race lead for now, as we're side by side down in the turn number 1 for seconds. Malachi Drake up top, Douglas being on the bottom. It's still side by side for second now. Malachi Drake holding it good on the outside. Can you keep a little contact there off of turn 4? It's coming to the stripe this time by Micro Zero. Will lead lap number 1 here out of 65, 130 miles in total for tonight's race. Malachi Drake and Douglas Sumbini battling out for second and third. Right behind them also is Dakota Lee, Jordan Kuntz in 5th. As well as here comes Malachi Drake on the top side. Going to try to take the race lead away from Micro Zero. He's going to be able to enter in turn 3. Malachi Drake leads to reverse for the first time tonight off of turn 4. And he's going to lead lap number 2, coming to lap number 3. This time by, here comes Dakota Lee, also the inside line. For our 3rd place spot, one driver coming out the pit lane, it's Luke Faro. That 54 machine coming off pit lane. As Dakota Lee gonna slide up in front of Micro Zero, he's gonna clear for that 2nd place spot. As right now Dakota Lee having a good night, running that 2nd place spot here early on lap number 3. Can you keep up this pace through all 60 plus laps to go? Still very early on. Zachary Thornton behind him. Luke Peters behind Zachary Thornton as well. As side by side, Dakota Lee going for the race lead. Alongside Malachi Drake, up the top side goes that 3 machine. Off of turn 1, he's going to clear and take the race lead. Down the back to the way he goes, side by side behind him for second. Zachary Thornton and Malachi Drake. Zachary Thornton's going to clear. Will he look to the inside? Dakota Lee, yes he will. Here comes Zachary Thornton to the inside of the 3 machine through 3 and 4. It's still side by side down the front straightaway. Zachary Thornton up the racetrack a little bit though. Dakota Lee got to hang on to the race lead still for now. As Zachary Thornton slots back in line here. As right now, Dakota Lee pulling just a little bit away from Zachary Thornton and Luke Peters. Got 2nd and 3rd place spot behind him. As battling behind Eric Keplinger and Malachi Drake. Keplinger clears for 4th. As well pulls to the Micro Zero down in the 6th place position. Might just be saving some tires right now early on this race. Tire managing could be pretty important at a track clear like Auto Club. Expecting at least a 2-stop race here tonight. As most field single file right now. As the championship is really heating up here with chase race number 3 of 5. Obviously next week we have Richmond and the finale at Las Vegas the week after that. So it's really starting to get the go time right now is behind them. Zachary Thorne, Luke Peters duking out. Peters right on the back bumper of Zachary Thorne. Will he take feet to the inside? No, he stays back for now as Eric Keeter having trouble getting onto the racetrack, onto the simulator here tonight. One of the chase drivers as well. And 15th currently, just coming out the racetrack. He's going to be 8 laps down. Gotta hope for a couple cautions here, maybe catch some people out, gain some positions on some other people. But it's going to be tough for him as currently he sits 4th in the points. Tyler Aspinall also having technical difficulties here tonight, not even able to show up for tonight's race. His power supply broke. So Eric Keeter, Tyler Aspinall, 2nd and 3rd points, having issues. Let's get a lot of drivers like Malachi Drake, Luca Faro, who's also had issues, I guess, early on as well. But also a driver like Dakota Lee, who currently sits 7th in the points. And he can easily make his way through the field and up to the championship results, and he can maybe work himself maybe into that 3rd place spot with a good result here tonight and have a chance to fight for that championship going into next week in Richmond and the week after at Las Vegas. Right now, Dakota Lee leads still after 10 laps. Drivers like Zachary Thorne, Luke Peters, and Eric Keplinger closing the gap on him, though. Malachi Drake, Mike Rosero, kind of losing some time as the drivers started up front, especially Douglas Subing, currently sits 2nd in the points behind Luke Peters, all the way down in 10th place right now, and not having a good run so far here tonight. There's Eric here on those newer tires working his way through the field. As here comes Zachary Thorne. To the inside he goes on Dakota Lee. Side by side for turn 4, but Lee with the better run. He's going to clear once more. As Luke Peters going to give the bumper to Zachary Thorne to the inside. Zachary Thorne side by side with Dakota Lee. Down into turn 1 and 2. As caution flag flies, that's Douglas Subing around. Heavy rear end damage there. And once more at 71 involved in the early yellow here. Back-to-back weeks. Last week at Watkins Glen, this week at Auto Club. We'll take a look what happened there. You got into Hunter Terpstra in the turn at 1. Just kind of came together. Around they both go. No fast repair here for tonight, though. So Douglas Subing might be his championship hopes looking very slim right now. Hunter Terpstra, I believe his first race of the season. I don't know how significant his damage was. Looks like just a side jack gone wrong possibly there. And heavy damage for both of them. So their night's very affected and could be done for the chance of the win with how bad their aero damage could be. Our first caution here on lap number 12 as there goes Eric here by. It's coming off of turn 4. Pit road should open up this time by. And I'm expecting all the drivers to come down pit lane, top it off on fuel as well. As it was around a 12 lap run there, green flag lap run. So most, if not all the field comes on pit lane, yes they will. And Dakota Lee wins the race off the pit lane. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Auto Club. As back live here at Auto Club, Douglason being out of this one early on. He's left the session as Dakota leads to the green this time by. Green flag is back out here on lap 15, coming to 16. As the field rockets down into turn number 1. Dakota leads easily down in turn 1 as our racer is 3 wide for second behind him. Muggers are ripping that top side, gonna try to take second place back. He's looking for like a really good run for the race lead. He goes the inside line. Michael Rosero to the point through 3 and 4. Can he clear the co-lead on the top side lead? Driving it hard on the outside line. Gonna try to keep that race lead for now. As a little squirrely goes, both of those drivers on those new tires, also new and cold tires as well. As side by side for the race lead, Mike Rosero has a run off of turn number 4. Here comes Luke Peters, the inside, 3 wide. Through the middle he goes. Can he make it stick for that race lead? As there's still 3 wide off the exit of turn 2. Gonna get a little tight off of turn 2, but they keep it straight for now. Has no contact in between them, but Dakota with the right run. He's gonna take the race lead away from Michael Rosero, and he's gonna keep it for now. As here comes Luke Peters diving to the inside right now. Luke Peters looking really good for the championship run that he's on right now. Let's go, going all the way to the inside, trying to break the draft, not allowing Peters to close the gap right now. So Mike goes up the racetrack, he goes, and here comes Ben McDonald on the top side, 5th place. Dakota once again breaking the draft on the inside line. Not allowing Luke Peters to close that gap on him easily. As behind them, Michael Rosero, Calamity right here. Big pack of cars from third on back pretty much. All the way down to around 9th place. Zach Dahmer. Side by side, Zachary Thorne trying around Michael Rosero. Jordan Kush also on the inside there as well. Stay single file for now here down the back straightaway. They went back in around lap 16. I would assume the fuel window would be around 20-25 laps or so. So I still think it'd probably be around a one-stop race, maybe 2 stops at most. We're more battling in the pack here. Side by side, Jordan Kuntz and Zachary Thorin. And there's Malachi Drake ripping the top side, trying to make something work. Jordan Kuntz getting pinched down to the inside line. Mike Rosero maintains that third place spot. Luke Peters loading the outside wall for turn 4. Doesn't affect him too much. But here comes Zachary Thorne, a good run off for turn 4. But Malachi Drake will give the bump to Jordan Kuntz right there and help him out on the interior turn 1 and 2. Malachi Drake, all the back bumper of Zachary Thorne. Will he make a move down into turn 1? Oh, in the outside wall goes Drake. As Jordan Kuntz now on the inside wants more of him. As he does clear Jordan Kuntz right there for our 4th place spot. And now he's side by side with the Zachary Thorne down into turn 3 and 4. As Dakota Lee still leads with a pretty big gap to him and Luke Peters, about 7/10 between that 3 machine and that 50 machine. And it's only growing so far. So Dakota Lee looking really, really strong here at Auto Club so far here tonight. 24 laps into it. And he's looking like the guy to beat right now so far. As back behind is Hungry, battling each other and not allowing them really to catch up to that 3 machine out in front. Malachi with a good run off for turn 4. Has some momentum on Michael Rosero. Not going to take it quite yet. Not good enough for a run. There's big blocks on Zachary Thorne and Jordan Kuntz there from Zachary Thorne down the front straight away. As down the front straightaway, Luke Peters now catching up to Dakota Lee here late in the run. Around 11, 12 laps into the run right now. And Dakota Lee kind of falling off just a little bit more than Luke Peters. Lee could have been maybe pushing a little bit harder on those opening 10 laps and may have burned up his stuff a little bit as it got down to about 3/10. And the rest of the field also closing as well. This is going to be turned into a pretty big pack here shortly for the race lead. A side by side for fifth place, Jordan Coons and Zachary Thornton. Oh, hard hitting the outside wall from Malachi Drake. He has lost a lot of momentum as Jordan Coons is going to take advantage of that one. He's going to the outside of that 90 machine as side by side for fourth place now. As battle for the race up ahead. Here comes Luke Peters to the inside of Dakota Lee. Doesn't have a good enough run quite yet. But Lee, not the greatest exit off of turn 2. As side by side, Luke Peters to the inside. As it's going to be a drag race down the back shoulder where they go. And Luke Peters has really turned up the heat right now. His lap times are the best of the field so far. And Malachi Drake, the closest so far lap time wise. And for the moment, we're going to do a little run that crank it up here on lap 30. 2 laps to go until we get to halfway. As back here, Alec up getting really racy here on the halfway point in this one. As Dakota Lee hit the wall hard off of turn 2, lost some 2 spots there. And here comes Jordan Coots and Michael Rosero on Luke Peters as well. For the battle for the race lead up here shortly. As Dakota Lee has fallen back to 5th place now, side by side Malachi Drake for 4th. As Dakota Lee seems like he's really burnt up his tires. It's 3 wide once more. Here comes Zachary Thornton to the inside, now 2 wide. Down the first straight away they go. Back out in front, you got Eric Keeter. Not Eric, excuse me, Luke Peters leading. Over Jordan Kuntz in second, Michael Rosero in third currently. Blue Cornwall, it's Malachi Drake off for turn number 2. It's got Zach Jordan beside himself up to 4th place right now. Malachi Drake looking down, coming down pit lane this time by right around the halfway point in this one. So it looks like it's going to be a 2-stop race most likely there for the whole field and also Malachi Drake as well. As they've been on these tires and fuel for around 20 laps or so. And here comes Jordan Kuntz to the race lead there. With 31 laps to go, side by side for Kuntz and Peters. And can Kuntz lead his first laps of the night here on lap 36? Not quite, but still side by side with him and Peters. Drag race down to turn 1. Malachi Drake coming off a pit lane right now. Gonna go 1 lap down. But side by side here off of turn number 2. Kuntz and Peters still alongside each other. Going to be a drag race out in the front show. But here goes Michael Rosero with a good run off of turn 2 as well. He could be in this battle here shortly for this race lead here in these next few laps as Kuntz concedes the position to Luke Peters there. As I would assume pit stops will be happening here shortly, next few laps or so. But only Malachi Drake has come out pit lane. Now Eric here does the same as well. As that's Malachi Drake unlapping himself right there on the inside of Jordan Kuntz. And now comes to the inside of Luke Peters here shortly. Because I do wonder how long these drivers can stay out for, and maybe they can make it a 1-stop race. And Malachi Drake just trying to make it a 2-stop race, maybe gambling some positions and whatnot. It'll be a very interesting strategy call from him if he can make it work. I don't believe it would. I mean, it looks like based on what these drivers are able to do, it's going to be a 1-stop race here. Because they've been on these tires for around 26 laps. And there's 26 laps to go, so it looks like they can make it a 1-stop race. So maybe Malachi Drake just on a different strategy or whatnot. Just very interesting overall. As it looks like Michael Rosero tagging the outside wall for turn number 2 right there. As there comes Jordan Kuntz and Luke Peters. Shoots hard on the brakes. Almost got Luke Peters right there, but they keep it slowed down. A little wiggle there on the pit road, but I believe both of them got down the pit road speed. As we're pitting here with 25 laps to go, but the Micro Zero takes the race lead, but side by side there, Dakota Lee, Eric Keplinger, and Ben McDonald there for our third place spot. As there goes Ben McDonald down pit lane. Same with Zachary Thornton. As off of pit lane, Luke Peters and Jordan Kuntz goes as Peters had a little bit better pit stop there. Could be about 3 or so tenths ahead of Jordan Kuntz, but we can get the better pit road exits. Looks like it'll be pretty much even down the back straightaway, but here goes Mike Rosero, gonna lap them both. As he's still staying out on the racetrack here. He's gonna split those two drivers right now. As he looks to the inside of Luke Peters. But I believe he's probably coming in this time by, most likely. No, he's going to stay out once more. So Luke, like we're doing the overcut strategy here. Could it be interesting here if he can maybe... it's going to be interesting to see how long he will go out on this tank of fuel and also gas tires as well. Currently, Malachi Drake leads once everyone cycles out. He has about a 7-second lead over Luke Peters and Jordan Kuntz. But he did pit 6 laps before them, and here comes Mike off of turn 4. Still not coming off in pit lane quite yet. Will Eric Keplinger stay out? Yes, he will. Zach Dahmer down pit lane from 3rd. As right now, Luke Peters and Jordan Kuntz battle here. This is for 5th and 6th right now on the racetrack, but it could be for the race lead here shortly. Looks like Peters going all the way to the bottom line. As Kuntz with a good run off of turn number 2. So still alongside each other here off of turn number 4 as well. Side by side down into turn number 1. Mike Rosero coming down pit lane. Keplinger staying out once another lap. So Eric Keplinger will stay out the longest here of the front runners. As Kuntz finally clears Luke Peters there. And Kuntz currently up to 4th place. But he will be in the race lead once they catch up to Malachi Drake. And once Eric Keplinger comes down pit lane. Depending if there is a caution here or there. Really play a wrench, could throw a wrench into things as of now. But 21 laps to go, 20 and a half laps to go as Keplinger is coming across the line. It's going to be 20 to go for him as he continues to stay out here as long as he can. He's currently being out for 32 laps on these tires in this fuel. Longest anyone has been out on a tank of fuel or tires. Lap time wise, he's 2 seconds off his fastest lap. So he is really off the pace right now. And he's really losing a lot of time on these race leaders. But currently Malachi Drake will take the race lead once he comes down pit lane. But it's only a matter of time before Jordan Kuntz or Luke Peters catches up to the 90 machine. He has about a 5-second lead here with 20 laps to go. And they're about half a second quicker than Malachi Drake as well. As Keplinger bringing it down pit lane right now, slowing it down to pace speed He's finally in the pit lane, coming to 18 laps to go this time by. And Malachi Jake will take the race lead, but side by side, Jordan Kuntz, Luke Peters. Peters looking to the inside. Not quite there for Luke Peters. As here comes Luke Peters being inside, side by side for second, and this could be for the win as well. We stay green. Luke Peters gonna slide in front. Is he gonna be able to do a slide job? Not quite off of turn two. His contact. Kuntz in the outside wall. Peters gives him plenty of room. How badly damages Jordan Kuntz? It looked like a pretty hard hit off of turn number two. He's gonna stay in second for now, but his right front might be a little damaged. Could also have some aero damage as well. That could affect his performance on these straightaways. But right now, he currently stays in front for now. Here with 16 laps to go as Malachi Drake 2.7 seconds up the road there from these guys battling in second place. $15 laps to go here right now. Jordan Kuntz and Luke Peters nose the tail for second. They're closing on our race with Malachi Drake 2 seconds up the road. We do the other end, crank it up here for these last 15 laps to go. As they have caught up to Malachi Drake, and they're going to look to the inside now. 3 wide, maybe for Kuntz. Clears. Can Peters clear down into turn number 1 and 2? Yes, he will, as the top 2 have cleared. Malachi Drake falls down to 3rd place here. With 12 laps to go, he has about 6 lap older tires compared to the drivers in front of him. as they continue it out here for the race lead. Jordan Kuntz and Luke Peters. These drivers have battled many times this season so far. Kuntz has got the better of Peters quite a bit of times so far this season. But Luke Peters looking for a good, solid race here tonight. Solidify himself as the championship favorite easily, as Doug soon being out of tonight's race early on. And Tyler Oswald having issues, Eric Keeter having issues as well. And right now, Malachi Drake, the closest driver, who currently sits 5th in the points, currently right now 3rd on the racetrack. He's already 32 points behind Luke Peters. There's 4 wins on the season. As the race is closing in right now. In these final few laps here with 10 to go. This time by. As one driver I forgot to mention was Michael Rivero, closing the gap in on the race here as well. He has 4 lap pressure tires. Then Jordan Kuntz and Luke Peters is only around a second and a half back from them. So at this moment, he's looking really good, in really good shape here, coming to 9 laps to go. He's been about 3 or 4 tenths quicker than each lap. So right now, Michael Rivero could be one to watch out for here late in this one. He's got side-by-side Malachi Drake there. For 3rd, Drake led by easily, as now Rosero 1.3 seconds back from our race leaders. As these drivers going side by side a little bit off of turn number 2. Kuntz still stays ahead for now, down the back straightaway. As 8 laps to go, it's still Kuntz and Peters 1-2 on the racetrack. As Mike Rosero waiting in the wings, around 1 second back from our race leaders. Honestly, he's looking in a really good shape, but Peters leaning on the outside line, trying to get around Jordan Kuntz off of turn number 4. Peters has the outside line. He's got the advantage down the front straightaway. Has the momentum to the inside line. They go side by side. Across the stripe. It's going to be Peters going to lead this lap. Can Peters clear the 27? Yes, he will. He clears on turn number 1 and 2. Kuntz going to try to fight back. And Peters going to rip the outside line. Make sure Kuntz doesn't have the momentum down the back straightaway. Kuntz on the very bottom there. And it's go time right now with 6.5 laps to go at Auto Club. And Mike Rosero waiting in the wings. 7 tenths back. And he's coming strong right now, as side by side once again for the race lead. Kuntz on the inside, Peters hard on the down to turn 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, Kuntz has a good run, a little bit better run than the 50 machine. As side by side, Peters once again leads that lap. It's gonna matter who can lead each lap, as that's really just the momentum off of 4. Gonna be so important who can get to the stripe first. Once we cycle out this race here to the end of this one, with 6 laps to go and 12 miles to do so as well. As Peters now leads, Kuntz 2nd, Michael Rosero in 3rd, waiting in the wings. These drivers make one mistake, Michael Rosero is there to pounce. As there goes Kuntz to the inside once again. Peters with the better momentum off of turn 4, as these drivers continue to duke it out here for this race win. Now Peters with a little bit of gap now between him and Kuntz. Mike Rosero has kind of slowed down these past few laps. He may have burnt up his stuff a little bit. Last time by, he was only around 2 tenths quicker than our race leader, but also that dirty air could also play a factor right now as well. And you can just hear how deep Micro Zero is sending it to the bottom of the racetrack. Getting on that gas as soon as he can. Come to 4 laps to go here at Auto Club. Can Micro Zero do it on these a little bit fresher tires than our race leaders? To the inside he goes on Jordan Kuntz. Throttle control. He clears Kuntz off of turn number 2. Now he sets his sights on Luke Pierce up ahead. With 3.5 laps to go, coming to 3. Luke Pierce still ripping that top side for now, as he hasn't really left it since he got around Jordan Kuntz. Gonna break the track here on the front straightaway. 3 laps to go here at Auto Club. Micro Zero all the way to the bottom line. Can't even see him on the gearbox camera there. He's really ripping up bottom line, trying to get around Luke Peters. Here's with the good momentum off of turn 2. Micro Zero have a little bit of a draft here down the back straightaway. As he's gonna follow Luke Peters down to the bottom. As once more we go on board Micro Zero. He's just trying to get on the gas as soon as he can. Focus on those exits as Peters gets tight. Doesn't have the greatest run off for turn 4. Coming to 2 laps to go this time by. Can Micro Zero pick up his first win of the season here in the 5 Points Race League? And can Luke Peters go back to back here they open up the chase? As a little bit of a slide job move possibly from Micro Zero. And he clears Peters with the crossover move. Micro Zero not able to cover off quite enough. As side by side down the back straightaway we go. Down there, turn 3 and 4. Micro Zero up top now. Peters gonna slide her up in there. And he's gonna stay ahead here off of turn number 4 for now. Coming to the white flag this time by. Jordan Kuntz also right there in 3rd place. And these drivers make contact. And it's gonna be Peters gonna lead to the white. Can he lead to the checker here? 2 miles to go here at Auto Club. As Micro Zero look for a move into turn 1 and 2. He's not gonna go super low in turn 1 and 2. But he's going to go a little bit lower, obviously, than Peters. Going to get that clean air down the back straightaway they go. Side by side for the race lead. Luke Peters, Micro Zero. It's a dead heat down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4. A little bit of contact there on the entry. Peters up top. He's going to have the momentum off of turn 4. Who's going to get to the stripe first? Peters up top, side by side, coming off of turn 4. It's going to be a drag race. Can Peters have the momentum? Contact between those 2 drivers. It's going to be Micro Zero gets the win here at Auto Club by a half a car length over Luke Peters. And what a finish it was. Wow. Micro Zero picks up his first win of the season. And he wins in the thriller here at Auto Club for chase race number 3. And what a finish that was. Wow. As Micro Zero burned it down in the grass. What a strategy call for that 23 machine. And he definitely deserved that one. As he and Peters raced pretty cleanly, pretty fair. They're late. Wow. as Micro Zero gets to win here tonight. We'll take a quick little break. We'll be right back with our final results and also our top 3 interviews here tonight. As we're back live here at Auto Club, going to take a look at our final race results here. The Auto Club 130. And Micro Zero will win by 30 thousandths of a second over Luke Peters. Jordan Kuntz in third. Zachary Thorne fourth. Malcolm Drake fifth. Ben McDonald sixth. Dakota Lee seventh. Zach Domer in eighth. Luke Farr ninth. Eric Kepler and Ryan are our top 10. Andre Shropshire will be 11th. Brandon Griffiths in 12th, Brian Perry 13th, Eric Keeter 14th, and Douglas Newbegin are our 15-car field here tonight. We're going to bring in our race winner of Michael Rosero. Hello, Michael, got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So you get the win here tonight at Auto Club with a crazy strategy call and a crazy last lap pass on Luke Peters. Talk us through your strategy call and just the racing at the end there.
Yeah, so what I first noticed about this track, during like early in the race is that the tires wore off like a ton, like after we first pit in, because we only had like I think it was less than it was only like a 12 lap round and the tires were at like 93 already. So that was something to take into consideration pitting like a little later. And I was honestly surprised that Peters and Coons pitted like way early. I just figured I'd stay out for like another 5 laps since the tires are like really wear really fast. It's almost kind of like Atlanta, but I was gonna stay out another lap, but seeing like how much new tires go up against like the old tires, like late in that run, I just had to pit a little bit earlier, and it ended up working out. And yeah, we just kept rolling the bottom the whole time. That seemed to be the fastest lane, and I think I went top for like 2 laps just to see how it would work. And I think if I ran bottom for the rest of the time, I think I would have gapped Peters maybe by like 3 tenths by the time the race would have been over. But yeah, it ended up working out. That was just really fun.
Yeah, a great battle between you and Luke Peters at the end there. Half a car link in between you, gyro in between you. Did you think you kind of blew it there with coming to the white flag once he had a little bit of a gap on you down in turn 1, or what was your thought process coming to the white flag?
Yeah, I thought it was over, to be honest. I honestly thought Peters was gonna run bottom because I'm faster down there, but I didn't think I would get side of him on the at the exit of 2. Like that was just lucky by me. But yeah, and then I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, we made a little bit contact on the backstretch, and then I thought I came up into him after at the exit of 4, but I think it looks like he actually came down on me. He said I was he thought I was gonna try to run the bottom, but nonetheless, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great result for you here tonight. Obviously getting the win, your first win of the season. And your one thing for tonight's win here at Auto Club.
Yeah, I just like to thank you for broadcasting, and Brady for putting this league together. It was this race was actually really fun. Yeah, everyone I got to work in VC with during the race, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Well, we'll see you next week at Richmond here. And congrats on your win here tonight at Auto Club.
Thank you.
So that was Mega Zero, our race winner. Going to speak to our second place finisher, and currently our points leader, Luke Peters, who finished 26 thousandths of a second behind Mega Zero. Hello, Luke. You got a copy?
Hey, gotcha.
So you end up in second here by 30 thousandths of a second. Talk us through those last few laps and what maybe you could have done differently to pick up the win here tonight.
Yeah, that was very intense last couple laps. I mean, Michael obviously had like I think 4 or 5 lap tire advantage at the end there, and he was definitely much quicker throughout that entire run. Even a couple tenths quicker lap at the end still, and he could just kind of drive on the bottom and get right up to me, even if I had a couple tenths lead on the straightaway. So I really didn't think I had any chance, to be honest. And then on the last lap, going into 1 and 2, I think I probably should have ran a little bit higher. I ran like a lane or 2 off the wall because I didn't want him to be able to clear me, because I knew if he cleared me and he had the top for the last 3 and 4, I wouldn't be able to do anything on the bottom with my other tires. So I kind of just tried to stay above him and then go down the backstretch. And then 3 and 4, I think I had a decent run, and then we made contact there coming down the front stretch, and it kind of just stalled out my run. But yeah, I don't think there was a whole lot else I could do apart from just trying to get a better run off of 4.
Yeah, still a great result here for you tonight, and great opening chase runs as well, with a win in second. So, and also with some drivers behind you having some difficulties, technical difficulties, getting involved in the wrecks as well. You're looking really good these next 2 races to close up this and win the championship. What are your thoughts on these next 2 races at Richmond and Las Vegas?
Yeah, I think I have really good speed at both those tracks, so all I need to do is just go and execute those. Don't need to do anything crazy and trying to win both, but as long as I get decent finishes both, it should be good. This helps a lot, obviously. Would have been nice to win 3 in a row, but it doesn't matter a whole lot. Seconds good enough.
Well, like you mentioned, second place good result for you here tonight. Anyone like to thank for tonight's good run at Auto Club?
Everyone at ABOC Motorsports putting these cars together, and Michael and Jordan for racing really clean and respectful there at the end.
Well, congrats on your second place. We'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thank you.
So it was Luke Peters there, finishing off in second place. We're going to speak to our third place driver of Jordan Kuntz. Hello, Jordan. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
So you finished off in third place here tonight. Had a chance at the win, only 3/10 back from our top 2. Talk us through what you could have maybe done differently in those last few laps and maybe had a shot at the win.
I don't really feel like I could have done too much differently. Luke surprised me with a high move in 3 and 4, and it worked brilliantly, and I had no counter to that. He made it so late, and it worked brilliantly. It's a very well calculated risk, and paid off for him. I feel like I did what I wanted to do strategy-wise from the beginning of the race after the first caution, and kind of how it played out. Led a few laps there in the middle, killed my tires probably a bit too much to really have any big fight back towards the end. Let Rosero by in hopes that him and Peters would fight more than they did, but a third place is still a really good finish considering I missed the last 3 weeks, and definitely going to go for the win next week.
Yeah, you still had a great result here tonight, third place. Obviously not really fighting for a championship or anything like that, but next week going to Richmond, you talked about it. What are your thoughts on that short track in Virginia?
Definitely a track that I feel like I do better at than some other short tracks. Definitely will have a chance. Hopefully everyone else in the field races cleanly, and we can have another long green flag run with green flag pit stops at Richmond so we can get some strategy to play out, and I think I will bring the best car there next week.
Well, congrats on your third place here tonight at Auto Club. Anyone you would like to thank for tonight's third place run?
I'd like to shout out everyone at Premier Concrete Solutions and JRS Racing for helping me put this car together with the 99, and Premier Concrete Solutions. and everyone in this league raced very well tonight. It was a really fun race to have strategy play out, and all the league admins, Brady, for managing in the race and having a well put together race tonight. To actually race in and have green flag pit stops was very fun.
Like I said, congrats on your third place here tonight at Auto Club. We'll see you next week at Richmond.
Thank you.
So Turnkey rounding himself off in the third place. And next week, like I said, we're going to Richmond here for the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solutions Series. And up next on the Legends Racing Network, we got Legends Racing League tomorrow night at Las Vegas. And then followed after that, excuse me, you got the Superstar ARCA Cup Series in Michigan, regular season finale for them. And then Undisputed Cup Series at Iowa. Then NAOR Cup Series at Le Mans. Very interesting right there for those